everything I need. He lets me rest in the meadow's grass, and he leads me beside the quiet stream. He restores my failing health, and he helps me to do what honors him the most. That's why I'm saved. That's why I'm saved. That's why I'm saved. Safe in his arms. Because Lord is my shepherd, I have everything I need. He lets me rest in the meadow's grass, oh, and he leads me beside the quiet stream. He restores my failing health, and he helps me to do what honors him the most. That's why I'm saved. That's why I'm saved. That's why I'm safe. Oh, safe in his arms. So when the storm of life is raging, and the billows they roll, I'm glad that he shall sing. That he shall, oh yeah, oh sing. So glad that whatever I need, he will supply. Yes, sing. So glad that he will, yes he will. Anybody believe that? Oh, sing, I am so safe in. Oh, Jesus, whatever I need, he will supply. Your healer, your deliverer, sing. Oh, safe in his arms. Hallelujah. Come on, somebody praise him right there. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
My name is Brenda Edwards, and welcome to the Greater New Hope Experience.
Hello, everybody. Virgie Brown here, Pastor's Aide President of the Greater New Hope Baptist Church, where my leaders are Pastor Lavelle McMichael and Dr. Angela McMichael. For the month of March, we'll be celebrating our pastoral anniversary virtually. We would like for you to join us each night and support us. The theme of our pastoral anniversary is preserving the legacy of our leaders through love. Taken from 1 Thessalonians, the 5th chapter, verses 12 and 13. How can you help us show that love? You can do it by prayer. You can do it with your presence. Or you can do it with presents, gift presents. You can do it by $ GNHBC or Giblify, or you can just mail it to our church at 906 Meredith Street, High Point, North Carolina, 27260. Help us show our leaders how much we love them.
Okay, my name is Tina Smith. I'm visiting pastor and his family. Happy anniversary. I love y'all and God bless.
Hi, my name is Cynthia Quick, and I just would like to wish Pastor Lavelle McMichael and Lady A very happy anniversary. I really appreciate you guys for the prayers, all the support, and your leadership. Y'all have been a blessing to me and my family's life. Thank you guys so much, and I love you.
See you. You're muted.
Greetings, Greater New Hope. We are so excited that you have joined us. This is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. We're so grateful to the Lord that you have joined us. We need you to like and share this post. We have a great broadcast for you tonight. We have Tamba Giles. He's going to minister in music. And then I have live with me for an interview, Pastor Arante Jenkins, and he is coming from the Friendship Baptist Church, Missionary Baptist Church in Tucson, Arizona. So we are going to have a great dialogue. So I'm really looking forward to tonight's broadcast. So I need you to like and share this post. Listen, this next artist, last week we had Tamika Furby, but this week we have Tamba Giles. Tamba Giles hails from Houston, Texas, and he is a Thomas Dorsey Award-winning songwriter. And he wrote the song "You Are the Great I Am." He also just recently released his album his single, on iTunes and all music platforms. So once you listen to him, go and download his music and let's get him trending. Remember, as we are sharing these artists, if you have Apple Music, if you have Google Play, I want you to download their music. So Tamba Giles is coming to us with a worship song, and then I'm going to interview Pastor Jenkins. So stay tuned and we'll be right back.
So let's worship the Lord in spirit and in truth. We've come into this house, whether it's your home or whether it's in your car, to magnify the Lord. I will bless the Lord at all times, and his praises shall continually be in my mouth. worship Him, Christ, our Lord. But I like this part. It says, so let us lift up. Let us lift up holy hands and magnify His name and worship Him. Wherever you are right now, just say that. Say, let us lift up holy hands, magnify His name and worship Him. Oh, let us lift up holy hands, magnify His name, and I will bless your name. I will worship Christ the Lord. I will come on, say, worship Him, Christ, our Lord. So what did you come to do? Come on, say, we have come into this house to gather in your name, just to worship Him. Come on, think about His goodness and say, we have come into this house to gather in your name and worship Him. I have come into this house to glorify your name and worship Christ our Lord. Come on, church, say, worship Him, Christ the Lord. There's nobody like our God. Oh, we have come to worship Him. We've come to worship Him, Christ the Lord. You are holy God. I will worship Him, Christ the Lord. Come on, did you come to worship?
Come on, let's give it up for Tamba Giles, everybody. Give him some love in the chat. Go to iTunes and download his music right now. Let's get him trending. So grateful to the Lord to have friends all across this country who are talented and able to offer their gifts to the Lord. And so we have come into this house tonight, wherever house you're in, where 2 or 3 are gathered in the name of the Lord, He is in the midst. And so God is with us tonight. And I have my brother and my friend on, and I'm going to bring on Pastor Arante Jenkins of the Friendship Missionary Baptist Church in the city of Tucson. And I'm so grateful for my brother. And we have had so much opportunity to, we've been chatting in our inner ear, and we've had a great time. And it feels so good because normally around this time of the year, we would be together. We would normally be in an Airbnb, and we would, you, Pastor Harvey, Damien, we would all get together and we would just enjoy one another because we get these opportunities to come to Tucson or Memphis or wherever we travel, so that we can have that respite, that opportunity to regroup and refresh. So welcome everyone, Pastor Arante Jenkins. Good to see you, sir.
Good to
So
be
how's
here,
it
man.
going, man? Talk to me about what's going on in Tucson.
Man, listen, first, thank you all so very much. I would be remiss if I didn't say thank you so much to you and Dr. A for the opportunity to share. You reminded me of where we would normally be during this times in fellowship. But here we are, and I'm grateful. Listen, man, things are well. Things are well. Things are well. The Lord continues to bless. Man, we rebuke this thing at Friendship. You know, people have talked about the church reopening, and our church was never closed. And we like, New Hope. We weren't we weren't closed. And so we just continued to labor. Now we're looking forward to reimagining how we re-enter and reoccupy not just physical buildings, but ministry as well, man. Things are well. We are blessed.
That's good. So listen, let's dive right into this. Pastoring in a pandemic. We've never done it before, and we're a year into it. Facebook reminds us that we went virtual around this time last year. And
Man.
how have you been able to manage pastoring in a pandemic? What has been the greatest thing you've learned you can live without?
The greatest thing that I've learned that I could live without is being not by choice, of course, but being high touch with people, being in an atmosphere where you could really feel and see the countenance of people. Because while we are serving by way of virtual campuses, when you're ministering, man, and I'm not just talking about from the pulpit, when you can be in fellowship, you can be at a picnic, man, and look at the countenance of one of the people that you serve by way of pastoral duties and know while they may be smiling that there's something wrong. So I think for me, the biggest thing is having to deal without being high touch, the fellowship, to being able to get the true vibe of the people. It's probably been the biggest thing for me.
And so that's stretched us spiritually, right? To be able to tap into the presence of God anywhere. We don't have this atmosphere based on a physical location, and so I think pastoring in the pandemic has really been not only challenging but stretching, and it has allowed us opportunities to grow and develop. What would you say to some up and coming pastors about how do you like? So you've been pastoring for how many years now? We've been pastoring around
7.
7 years
7
now.
totally. This would be the 5th, working on 5 at Friendship. So 7 working on 8.
So 7 working on 8. What is the greatest piece of advice that you could give to a young minister? A lot of young preachers, they want to be ordained, they want to be licensed, and they want their own church. What kind of advice would you give to those men and women who desire to sit in the seats that we've sat in for 7 years and 16 years? What could you offer them so that they can be prepared? Because we had to have some tools in order to pastor through a pandemic. And so, but it took us knowing something from someone. So share some knowledge with somebody.
A famous orator by the name of Tupac Shakur said it like this: if you could walk a mile in my shoes, you would be crazy too. And so I say that to set this atmosphere. I think the biggest thing, little bro, is serve, man. And I don't like using cliches in church and ministry, but serve. Serve. You don't lead your way to the top. You serve your way to the top. Our father in the ministry taught me so well, and I share with anybody that I can come in contact with, especially young pastors, young preachers, anybody that want to aspire to be in ministry. I was always right there, Lavelle, and you know this. He never excluded us from a situation. If he invited me to the meeting, I didn't sit out in the foyer. I didn't sit out in the lobby. Do you understand? I didn't sit in the car.
Right.
And I remember one time we were going somewhere, or we were at a meeting, and I asked him because, I knew what the meeting was about, just didn't know details if I was going to be privy. And here's what he said to me. He said, sit right over there. I said, are you sure? He said, yes, because if I never expose you to things like this, when you sit in this seat, you won't know how to handle them.
Right.
So I would say a couple of things. I would say serving, man. You can learn so much by way of serving. Here's another thing our father in the ministry taught, Dr. Rick Harvey taught me. He says, every time you see me doing something or somewhere, I'm teaching you something. Because so many times, bro, people think that because you get a degree, people think that because you get a sheet of paper, people think that just because you get letters behind your name, you may be credentialed, but that doesn't make you qualified. And so
that's good. Somebody need to tweet that. Credentialed but not qualified. Come on.
Pause, rewind, say that again, Reverend. You can be credentialed, but not qualified.
That's it.
So you got to serve, man. You have to get in the trenches, and you have to make sure you learn and understand your place. Be obedient. Be a sponge. Absorb as much as you possibly can. And I think that's the biggest thing for me. Just being available as much as you possibly can. I'm gonna cut this response short when I say that I was a school administrator. You know, my high school principal. I was a school administrator when Dr. Harvey and I, excuse me, came into relationship. And I didn't have as many kids. I have 3 kids now. I don't think I had any then, maybe one. But Reverend, I would serve as a full-time school administrator, and that was part 1 of the day. And then
Right.
part 2 of the day was what's going on in ministry. And I'm talking about everything from not just 6 o'clock Bible study or ministerial staff meeting on the first Tuesday of the month at 6 o'clock. I'm talking about I've worked, you know, I get up early. I've been up since 4 o'clock, and I could get a call at 10 that said, Reverend, come pick me up. We need to go to the hospital. And
Right.
it wasn't just being a chauffeur. It was things being taught. Everywhere he went, every time I saw him, he said, I'm teaching you something. So be a sponge, man. That's what I would say to any young man or woman of God that
Teachable. Be
aspires.
teachable.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
Yeah, that's good. You know, we've had the opportunity to travel together. We've traveled a lot of places together. And one of the things I just realized, and because you know, sometimes you need to vent, right? But one of the things I learned from Dr. Harvey is that there are no problems. You know, I would say, I'm having a problem. He said, well, what is your problem? And I would say, oh, well, the people don't do this, or I need to do this. Or he's like, so what's the problem? And I'm like, well, I just said this, this, and this. And he's like, well, what's the problem? Right. And so I realized that I really just did not need to look at everything as a problem, that sometimes through our time together, right, we were learning something together. We were being taught something. We were being shown how to handle conflict. And it is through those times that we are in a position of learning from each other. I mean, shoot, there's been times that me and you have been able to learn from each other. And one of the things we was laughing about, you know, we haven't always been able to see eye to eye, right? And but that never hindered relationship. You know, there were times we almost went to blows.
Right.
But when you are in true relationship and when you have true brotherhood with somebody, then you're able to weather storms. And so I would just encourage people, you know, they was asking me for my pastor anniversary, what do you want to do? I just want to be able to share a part of the relationships that I have with the world, because I feel like people like you are why I'm able to be who I am, because we get a chance to talk to each other when we're not doing ministry and support each other when it's not about church. And like you said, you know, you're bivocational and you have 3 children, you have a wife, you have a family. And so ministry is not always what we do. It's a part of who we are, but it's not
Yes, sir.
always what we do. So what would you say about the balance? Like, how do you balance being a principal, being a husband, being a father, being a pastor? Like, talk to us
Let-
about that.
I'm gonna try to take it from the beginning to the end. Um, Lavelle, a lot of times when we are affectionately known as the band, and some people on this live know that.
Right.
What people don't understand, and I share with you, talk about young ministers or young preachers of young uh, people in the gospel. What I share is it's not all fun and games when we go. There are times when we are in the wee hours of the morning and we're talking about ministry. We've never gone on a trip together, no matter where we've gone, and not did a wellness check. Not only as we as individuals, I'm talking about Arante. We check on Arante, we check on Dr. Jenkins, we check on Pastor Jenkins, we check on Daddy Jenkins. When we get together, we check on Lavelle first, because you Lavelle before you pastor. So we check on Lavelle,
Right.
check on Pastor McMichael, we check on father, we check on husband, we check on all of those areas in our wellness checks. The other thing that we do when we go is we make certain we glean stuff from each other. What's going on in your ministry? What's going on at Greater? What's going on at Friendship? What's going on at the Mount? What's happening? What can we do to help sharpen not just our salt, but also the salt of our ministry? So we always make a visit to our local churches. We always make a point to go to the church to see if something's going on. So we get together, we have fun, but we are our own mini conference. We are our own mini conference. You know,
That's so
Dr.
that's so
Harvey,
true, bro.
we are chilling around the B&B. We're hanging out. We're watching TV. And it could be 1 o'clock in the morning, and he calls us to conference. So I want to make it known that that's very, very, very important. And listen, let me tie that to relationship. I can go to a conference and not be in relationship with any pastor that I'm rubbing elbows with. But when I get together with my brothers and my father in the ministry, I can have conference just not on a superficial level, but I can get a wellness check for myself and my ministry with somebody who knows me, somebody that will say, Reverend, I might have handled that another way. We joke all the time. You and I, we go to Dr. Harvey when we have problems, and we really just want him to amen what it is we want to do. Right. But in essence, we're going to him and we're going to operate in what he taught us. And when he finished counseling us about the issue, he advises us to handle it a totally different way other than the way that he brought us up. We want him to let us off the chain. We want him to turn us loose on the situation. And he makes us take 3 steps back and reflect on who it is we're serving. Because he says, I've grown. You all have grown. Let's grow together. You talked about balance. Man, listen, here's the biggest thing I can tell people about balance. And the Lord revealed this to me in this pandemic, maybe about April or May. Pastor McMichael, is 24 hours in a day, and we expect to get it all done from 9 to 5. Think about that. The Lord gives us, hear me now, 24 hours in a day, and we try to get it done from 9 to 5. Dr. Jenkins, does that mean you're supposed to stay up all night? Does that mean you're not supposed to get rest? Does that mean you're not supposed to work out or relax or have recreation? No, that's not true. Man, listen, whether it's ministry, when I was working, I know you're working, completing MDiv, and we're not going to let you stop there. You're going to go right into that doctorate. You know that it was times when we've been together and I'm up at 3 o'clock in the morning because my phone is not ringing. I don't have anybody tugging on me. Nobody's saying daddy. Nobody's saying husband. Nobody's saying pastor. It's just me and God, or it's just me and my studies, or it's just me being able to go to the gym without being bothered. So it's 24 hours in a day. I would just say to people, I can't tell you how to use them, but you'll be blessed if you soon realize it's not going to all happen between 9 to 5. Take advantage of it and structure it out the way it's necessary, fitted for you. But you got 24 hours. What you going to do with the other 13?
Yeah, so you've been talking a lot about health and wellness, right? So not only physical fitness, and I know we both work out, like that's part of our conference too, right? We have these morning workouts. We're eating well, but then we're also mentally checking in, and mental health. I was watching the interview with Prince Harry and the Duchess, and they were talking about their mental strain in their, and what we would feel like is a lavish life, right? And sometimes in the church, we don't talk about mental health and the importance of sanity and understanding that individuals have a lot of pressure on themselves in life, and the church can sometimes over spiritualize people's problems, and we can over intellectualize what we don't understand. But how can we really promote mental health in the church so that people check in with themselves and really say, am I okay? And if I'm not okay, instead of me acting like I'm less than highly favored, I need to say I need some help. What would you say about mental health and that whole wellness piece?
A very good question. I think it is very important that we take a holistic approach when we talk about serving God's people and when we talk about ministry, because they are whole people. All of those aspects that you mentioned about me, the different aspects and areas, family, ministry, all those aspects are real for other people as well. So we have to take a holistic approach. Watch this. I can't shout you on Sunday and you don't have a job to go to on Monday. I can't just be concerned about shouting you on Sunday and you don't have health insurance. You can't go to the doctor, the dentist. I can't shout you on Sunday and your children are having difficulty in school And so you're struggling there. So we have to take a holistic approach and teach people balance. I think planning is key. I think
Yeah.
preparation is key. And I think we have to be the leaders. I think we have to be the leaders in those efforts. One of the things I love about you, and not just your ministry as pastor of Greater, but you recognize those things and you strategize accordingly. When it's time for school, you know that there's a time for school. When it's, you can see it in your own life. When it's time for the boys, I'm with my boys. When it's time to be with Dr. A, I'm with Dr. A. When it's time for Greater, and I got to give all my effort to Greater, it's time for Greater. When I need to be with the band, I need to be with the band. And the same thing is that we have to do is teach our people the same. We have to make sure we look at it from a variety of different perspectives. At Friendship Missionary Baptist Church, we look at faith, we look at family, we look at fitness, and we look at finance. Those are our 4 areas of kingdom commitment: faith, family, fitness, and finance. And we approach things from those perspectives, and we make sure not just providentially do we teach God's word as it relates to those things, but then practically as well. Everything, listen, Reverend, you can't keep coming down to the altar talking about, Lord, bring my blood pressure down. And if you eating pork 5 days a week, you can't do
Salted
it.
pork.
I'm sorry. Salted, uncured pork. You can't do it, Reverend.
Right.
And so we have to teach people and then make available and avenues in ministry, whether you house it at Greater or whether I house it at Friendship. We have to seek and identify resources. I'm just giving you our areas: faith, family, fitness, and finance, that address those areas and tell people that you have to create a balance. Everybody can't do everything all of the time, but everybody can do something some of the time. And so I think that is so very, man, key. The other thing, and I'll stop my ramble. The other thing that we do
You
in
good,
Friendship
bro.
Missionary Baptist Church, we do a period called rest and restoration in at Friendship Missionary Baptist Church. So for example, in the month of, I think it's like the last weekend in June into the 4th of July, listen to me, no meetings, no Bible enrichment. We have an hour of power on those 2 Sundays for 1 hour of service. The rest of the time, go spend with your family. You understand what I'm saying? We also do that at the end of the year. At the end of the year in October, the last weekend, the last week in October, we do a harvest celebration, which would be on the last night of our Bible enrichment. We have a great harvest celebration. We make sure we give and we make sure we celebrate. And the other thing that we do is that Wednesday is the last Wednesday that we have Bible enrichment from the end of the year to January. Well, Pastor, how do you do that? How do you minister to the people? Sunday school. We continue to have teaching outlets.
Right.
But watch
Absolutely.
this, man. That gives you time to plan and hear from God for the vision he has for the next year. Not only does that give you time to hear from God, that gives you time from the end of October to the beginning, well, it's not really the beginning of January, really the end of the year, to communicate with your people, meet with your people, plan with your people, and it creates that balance so you are prepared for the next year and the next season. Man, we got to do it specific. The church ain't 25-8. And I
Listen,
know
I'm
some
trying to
people
tell you, and
don't agree with
it's
that,
crazy,
but it's not.
man. We have to teach people how to be multifaceted. It's so important. You know, we work, we go to school, we maintain our families, we maintain the church, and we don't make excuses. Like, we have to live a life of no excuses. We can't always bail out of something. You know, it's we don't have the opportunity to bail out. We don't have the opportunity to say, I'll do it the next time. We are the ones who have to lead by example and show, hey, you can go to school and pastor too. You can go to work and go to church too. Like, that one thing doesn't take the place of another. And a lot of times people don't reach the fullness of who they are in God, the fullness of who they are as individuals, because they're not willing to do the work. You know, I was watching a video of Kobe Bryant, and he was saying, you know how I'm the greatest? Because when my opponent is sleeping, I'm practicing. And this is what the body of Christ has to get, that if you're going to conquer your enemy, if you're going to conquer the enemy, then you have to listen. Sometimes you got to get on your knees while your enemy is asleep. Sometimes you have to go into your prayer closet and say, Lord, it's me and you. and I need your help. And that's how we're going to grow and develop. And so that's why for me, pastoral celebration is not about always me, but it's about empowering the people, because the more the people are empowered, the more my pastoral term is effective, because my job is to really help to educate the people, to inspire the people, to motivate the people, to get the people from this side of the Jordan to the other side, which is the promised land. And we have to make sure that we, as ministers of the gospel, are imparting into the people. And that's why we provide virtual ministry, right? Like you said, the church has not been closed. We're providing spiritual care, pastoral care, and congregational care, all virtually. Listen, I know you got your vaccine. Let's talk about vaccines for a minute, because our community has been so bamboozled that I was thinking, I said, man, here is something that can help us. And now we're talking ourselves out of it because of what happened in the past. And how much future are we missing because of a bad relationship from the past? And we're doing the same thing with this vaccine. And so talk to me about why you got the vaccine. Why would you encourage others to get it? And let's have that discussion for a few more minutes.
I will admit in a moment of transparency that initially I was like many people, not gonna touch it. You understand? Initially that was my platform. But I did homework, right? I did research, and so I looked into it, and I did some homework of my own, even down to what is it, Moderna and Pfizer, and I hope I can say this on your live. I chose Pfizer because if Pfizer can raise the dead, I'm with Pfizer. Y'all will get that in the mail.
Hey,
So
I got
anyway,
Pfizer too, just so you know.
and so I did my homework, and here's what I came to realize. We do research on everything else, bro. We do research on what car to buy. We do research on what insurance to buy, what vehicle to buy. Let me take it a step further, because I'll be honest with you, I don't even argue with people about this point no more. When I don't know what restaurant you went to last, right? I don't know what restaurant you went to last, but if it was steak, you did not follow that cow from the barn to the table.
Facts.
You didn't follow that cow from the barn to the table. Yet, when they brought that cow to the table by way of steak, guess what you did? You partook, right? You go to the store, you buy a gallon of milk, you open it without question. There's no litmus test. You're not a chemist. You don't have a set in which you examine it. You open the milk, you pour it in the glass, you consume the milk. You go to the store, excuse me, you buy a bottle of ibuprofen. You're no chemist. You don't break it down to its most minute form to examine it. You open the bottle, you take however many milligrams you need for your ailment, and you move on. And so people are really looking for a real deep answer. I've been asked this question a few times, and people are really looking for a really deep answer. And I just that's about as deep as I get with the vaccine. Now let me talk about what we need to do. We do then, after we've done our homework, I think we have to be catalysts as leaders. I heard our father in the ministry, Dr. Harvey, say, it is our job to lead our people beside the still waters. And so I think what we have to do is do that by example, teach people to do their own homework. We have to be that example. I really stay away from arguing with people about it.
Right.
That's what they've decided to do or not to do. I encourage them. I've not had any effects. I give my testimony. I had a sore arm like everybody else had. All is well and good. I want to add a few points, and I'm not breaking away from any script that you might have. I want to say this because I do know that in a moment I'll have to leave. I want to say this, going back to the things that we do for one another as members of the band. We established, Lavelle, relationships. You have relationships with members of friendship because of fellowship. Does that make sense to you?
Mm-hmm.
You have there's a young lady near and dear to my heart. And when I got the devastating news that she passed, I'm not talking about in friendship, I'm talking about in greater. The young lady that you just funeralized, I think 55 years old is what I got.
Cookie lady, we call her.
Cookie lady. That's what I call her. Excuse my head for not remembering the name. The
Tyra.
cookie lady. Lavelle thought, y'all, that I look forward to coming to High Point for him. He thought I looked forward to coming to High Point for Dr. A and the boys. I was really coming for Sister Virgie and the cookie lady. That's why I was coming. That's why I was coming. That's why I was coming.
The truth comes out on live.
My point is, man, not only do we establish those relationships, Lavelle, when there's a plea that goes out from Friendship Missionary Baptist Church to give away blessing boxes, when there's a plea that goes out from Friendship Missionary Baptist Church for any financial need, I know one of the pastors that I can count on is Pastor Lavelle McMichael and Dr. A. We've given away blessing boxes. We've sent out pleas for a variety of reasons. And some of the first people to respond are Greater and Pastor Lavelle and Lady A. And so not even members of our church, but sow good seed into good ground. And not only do you do that, you bless leading Lady Jenkins. You certainly bless me. And I know in your ministry, because I know who our father in the ministry is, we lead by example in all of the things that you and I have been talking about. Exercise, study, prayer, service. We lead by example in everything that we do. In friendship, we give a sacrificial gift during this resurrection season. It's normally during Holy Week. We're doing Wednesdays in the Word this year. And every member of Friendship Missionary Baptist Church is charged to give $100. I didn't say every family. I said every member. There are 5 members in my family. You do the math. So we give. And the first person to give their $100 is Dr. Jenkins, is Pastor Jenkins. And so the other people that I know I can count on, just like you sent money for those blessing boxes, one of the first people I can count on to send that sacrificial $100 is Pastor Lavelle McMichael and Lady A. And so we don't just, again, hang out, have fun. We just don't go enjoy preaching, teaching, and fellowship. When the plea goes out, you send good seed into good ground. And friendship knows we don't have a problem with talking about blessing the man and the woman of God, because I know how you bless not just people in Greater. Man, you're not even a member of my church, and you bless. I know other ministries across this country that is blessed. Watch this. I know ministries across the world that you bless. I would be remiss if I left this place. And listen, I'm going to go back to something you said earlier when you talk about people giving, and when you talk about what's the priority. People ask me in my church and at my school, Pastor Jenkins, Dr. Jenkins, what's the priority in the things that you just gave us? All of them. Everything on your list is a priority. The other thing is, I tell friendship, and the Lord spoke to us, Pastor McMichael, until people reach an only begotten son sacrifice, we haven't done enough.
Wow.
Think about that, man. Until we've given an only begotten son sacrifice, we haven't done enough. I asked people at friendship to give $100 during this season. Some people, that's not an only begotten son sacrifice. They got to give 5 for it to hurt. They got to give 1,000 for it to hurt. I'm asking, and we've been giving $100. Members of your church have been giving $100 for the last few years. Listen, y'all give. It's on the screen, I believe. I can see it on my side. Y'all give an only begotten son sacrifice to your leader. Y'all give an only begotten son sacrifice. Please bless your leader, the man and woman of God. If you broke this thing down by the hour, if you broke this thing down by an hourly wage, I think most of us would be embarrassed by what we get. But definitely, and don't just bless him. Don't just bless him. This is what I find in friendship. Sometimes the folks in friendship will over and beyond bless Lady Jenkins better than they will bless me. And you got to have a heart for your pastor and your leading lady. So I want y'all to do that. Pastor, I can't give 100. That don't hurt bad enough. Give him 5. Give him 1,000 until it hurts. And then if you can't do what you want to, E.B. Hill says, just do what you can. And the Lord knows your heart, and he'll honor your faithfulness. And so I wanted to make sure I added that before we left tonight.
I appreciate it, man. I know immediately after this, you have to teach your own Bible study. I know next week I'll be with you after my broadcast. I'll be right with you talking about, I believe I'm talking about Christ crucified, him crucified. And so I'll be talking about that next week with you. And I'm looking forward to being a part of your broadcast. I look forward to coming to Tucson. I look forward to seeing you. I can't wait until we can see each other again in person. And I get dose 2 of my shot on March the 17th. So I'm leading by example as well. I just posted on Facebook a few hours ago that December 2022 and January 2023, I'm taking those who want to go to Israel and Egypt on a trip. And so I just
Sign me
wanted to
up. Sign
need
me
to
up.
put that out there. I have people from everywhere that have flooded my inbox saying I'm going. So we're going to spend Christmas in Israel, where Jesus was born,
You
and then we're
definitely
going.
need me to go to keep y'all holy.
Hey, no, listen, I gotta go to keep y'all holy. And so I'm taking my whole family, man. It's going to be an amazing trip. We're gonna go to Egypt and see the pyramids. We're going to Luxor, Egypt, and Cairo, Egypt, as well as Israel. So it's going to be an amazing trip. So I just wanted all of those who are watching just to know that that's forthcoming. Pastor Jenkins, thank you so much, man. I have enjoyed this opportunity to just talk with you, everyone. If you have not heard him preach, he is a powerful preacher. He is a great alliterator. He knows how to put the words together. I saw Dr. Harvey in the chat. Aunt Mamie is on from she live in California. Where she live at? California. Anyway, we go to Pastor Nathan in California, and she's always there. And so we love you, Aunt Mamie. We miss you. We miss that good food you and Lady Whittam would put together for us when we would come to the house. So there are many people that are watching us tonight that have been able to fellowship with us, and we just want you to know that we love you and appreciate you, man. And tell your wife and your children that we say hello and thank you so much for joining us tonight. Everybody, give it up in the chat for Dr. Arante Jenkins, pastor of the Friendship Missionary Baptist Church in the city of Tucson. So, all right, man, I'm gonna let you go, and I appreciate all that you're doing. Listen, for those of you who are yet watching, I want you to know that in just a few moments, we're going to show some of the videos that some of you have sent. Thank you so much for all of the love that you have shown me throughout this pastoral celebration. The celebration is not over. Next week, I believe we have Pastor Michael Lillevois of Gilbert, Arizona. And then on the 21st, we have Pastor Amos Quick and Grammy Award-winning Vicki Wine, and she'll be coming. And so we're really excited about the opportunity that we've had to share our life with you through this pastoral celebration. Sister Virgie has done an amazing job. Thank you so much, Sister Virgie, Deacon Grant, Pastor Freeman, all of you who are working behind the scenes. You know, Deacon Grant and Pastor Freeman make Greater look so well because this production team that we have behind the scenes, when they're talking to me on my ear, I appreciate just being able to come on the broadcast. Sister Tracy, who has been with us since day one. And so this virtual ministry has really shown us that we can really reach more folks, but that also that church is just not limited to a building, that church is not just limited to our facility, because the doors have, the church has not been closed, like Pastor Jenkins has said, that we're bringing you virtual ministry right where you are. So whether you're driving in your car, whether you're at home in your kitchen, if you're in your living room, your bedroom, we are able to connect with you. So Greater New Hope, thank you so much. Thank you to all who are yet sending videos, who are sending cash apps. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of your love. So listen, we're finished. I'm gonna go pick up Logan from the YMCA. So I'm just gonna sign off like I always sign off. I pray that you're having a great night and will have even a greater week. God bless.
Okay, my name is Tina Smith. I'm visiting pastor and his family. Happy anniversary. I love y'all and God bless.
Hi, my name is Cynthia Quick, and I just would like to wish Pastor Lavelle McMichael and Lady A very happy anniversary. I really appreciate you guys for the prayers, all the support, and your leadership. Y'all have been a blessing to me and my family's life. Thank you guys so much, and I love you.
Thank you for watching today's broadcast.